About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free with About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free with me. About to see the world in action. What we
Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of the Money Accelerator. I am, as always, so excited to have this conversation with you tonight and talk about how you can accelerate your results by taking strategic action and closing deals. So, if we have not had the opportunity to meet, my name is Riley Klemenko and I am a business sales coach. I help coaches and entrepreneurs learn how to have sales conversations that are heart-centered, that eliminate the gimmicks, eliminate the hard-lined manipulative tactics, and that allow them to step into their zone of genius. And I also help them get in front of their target audience so they can close deals on repeats. So I am, as I said, so excited for tonight's topic. Before we dive in a big way, I want you to tell me, can you see me? Can you hear me? Like, what is going on in that way? So let's just make sure that you can see and hear me. So for my people in Money Flow Mentors in the group, as I said, so excited for tonight. Let me know if you can see and hear me. For my people on YouTube, let me know if you can see and hear me. Loud and clear. I love it. Okay, phenomenal. I am going to start off this conversation and tell you this, okay? I have a phenomenal thing for you. A phenomenal thing for you. I am literally like vibrating right now. I'm so excited. I have, and I'm not going to tell you until the end of the conversation, so you have to hold on and stay with me through this entire live tonight to be able to get this one-time special offer. And you don't want to miss this one. I'm going to put it that way. You do not want to miss this one because I don't even know how it happened. So I'm going to start off and share with you that today in my Facebook group, Money Flow Mentors, we just hit a milestone. We had our 1,000th person join our community. And so we're all excited. We're all sharing, right? And so I was sharing that with someone else and they gave me an incredible offer that I can now present to you that are experiencing this accelerator. So make sure that you watch the entire thing because it's going to be really special. Okay. So with that being said, let's get in. Okay, the reason that we're here tonight is we are talking about the #1 mistake that salespeople make. But I want to go deeper into this particular topic and not just talk about one mistake. I want to talk about a few and things that you need to really think about so that you don't make those mistakes, that you can, really just push forward and get the yes, Benicia, I'm excited too. So you can really just push forward and get the results that you absolutely want. So first off, I want to tell you that when I was growing up, I spent a lot of my time in Jamaica. And I was with my great grandmother, and one of my favorite places to go in Jamaica was this downtown outdoor market in Montego Bay. And it goes on for blocks and blocks and blocks, just little things. They sell all types of things, people are selling things like food and drinks and clothes and watches and jewelry and anything that you can imagine that would be at a market is at the market. And I love this place because my gran would give me a little bit of pocket money, and I would see how far my pocket money would take me. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, I was a ruthless negotiator. Okay, so if you know anything about the Caribbean culture, you know that at those type of places, whatever price they tell you is the price you're negotiating down, right? And so if I had a little bit of money, I would try and see how far I could get that money to go for me. And, and I would relish in the incredible deal I would get. And there was this one time that I got if I buy a watch or a bag or anything like that, right? But there was this one time I got this watch. I would always get little knickknacks, right? And what happens with those things that are, you negotiate down to be like $1? Or what's the quality of those types of things? So after a couple days, a week or whatever, the watch stops working, right? And I remember this so vividly because I was like, well, what is this? What kind of shoddy product is this? And I was so mad and disappointed that my little stuff didn't actually last, right? And my focus while I was, getting my little watch or my little bag or my little, whatever, and if I got a bag, a penny bag where you put your change in, the zipper would break a couple days later. Something would always happen to this stuff. And here's the reason why. My focus was on the deal. My focus was on negotiating as low as possible. And in getting the best deal, I ended up with shoddy products. I ended up with bad products. And so to start this conversation off, I want to talk to you about the 4 different types of buyers. Because I think that it's really important that we kind of understand that there are different types of buyers out there. And so when I was a young person, right, the type of buyer that I was a deal seeker. And your deal seekers are the people who want to get the lowest possible price. They want to get the best possible deal, and they'll do anything to get it, right? They're the people that if you tell them your virtual assistant offer is $4,000 a month offer, they're going to tell you, well, you know what? I saw this person that had a $300 offer. Can you just match that? Right? It doesn't matter what value, what knowledge, what you have to come to the table. They're trying just to get the barrel of the bottom deals. Okay? And this is not necessarily a bad thing, but this is just the type of customer it is. So it's really important as we continue on this conversation to understand different types of customers because you approach them differently. So I was a deal seeker. I will tell you, I'm not a deal seeker anymore. Now, the second type of customer is difficult clients. Okay, difficult clients. And so the difficult clients are the people that may get lost in the weeds. We call them difficult clients because they get lost literally and lose the focus and kind of go down these rabbit holes of, well, what if, and they ask a million questions but never make any real progress to get there, right? And everything is going to take a lot of hand-holding to help them reach anything, any particular goal. So again, there's no bad customers. Like there's not necessarily bad customers, but you have to identify who you want to work with. So for instance, and we'll talk about what that means in a moment, right? Because there's different ways that you attract and that you work with the different types of customers. So there we have our difficult customers. The next type of customer that we have to work with are our sophisticated customers. And your sophisticated customers are the people who have a ground line of education and knowledge on the topic that you're talking about, and have a couple questions and are basically ready to make a decision after getting their questions answered, right? So they're the ones that you might be able to talk a little bit more in a deeper way to, because they have a ground and base knowledge on the topic that you're talking about. The next and the final type of customer is your affluent customers. And your affluent customers or your wealthy customers are people who do not want a deal. Okay? They are people who think that the value may be lacking when the price is too low. And believe it or not, these people exist. Like, they truly exist. And when they see something that looks like it could be too good to be true, they really do believe it's probably too good to be true. So let's talk about each of these clients and just talk about how we interact with each of these clients and like how we can work with them. So your deal seekers, and again, there are no bad clients, just depends on who you want to work with. Your deal seekers, the people who want the lowest price possible, those are the people who are going to jump on things like freebie offers if they see value in it. Those are the ones that if you have a low ticket offer, like a $7, $9, $27 offer, $37 offer, that they're going to jump on it to get the quick wins along the way, right? And that's part of their process and their thought process and how they grow their business, is how can we make some of these quick wins and how can I do it myself type thing, right? Like how can I learn so that I can do it myself? For your difficult customers, the people who like ask a lot of questions and kind of can get lost in the weeds, what they need more one-to-one. These customers are not going to be the ideal candidate for group programs or for like just courses that you send out and they get to experience the course. These people are the ones who need someone to walk them through step by step so that they can really grasp what is going on and how to go about it, and they get the support they need so they feel comfortable within the process. Okay? And the next type that we're going to talk about is the sophisticated clients. The sophisticated clients are ones in which there's dynamic there, okay? Because they have a baseline knowledge, they are the ones who might be ideal for group coaching or for less hand-holding, right? So if you have a program that is more course-based or more it's more course-based or more group coaching setting, this is a good place for those type of customers because they don't have quite as many questions and they kind of can learn the concept of something and run with it, right? So that is kind of that target for them. And then the last piece, the affluent customers, okay? These customers are the ones that so you don't want to change your prices with, like you don't want to reduce your prices, and you definitely do not want to sell by price with these customers. It's not about the price, it's about the value and the transformation that you can offer. So it's all about what you're doing to help them either grow their business or whatever transformation you're doing for your clients. That's what's key for this clientele. Okay? So as you think about the different types of customers, it's really important to recognize who you who you enjoy working with, right? If you enjoy doing more of the one-to-one and that's your deal, then that's amazing. Like that's a great place to be in that niche. If you enjoy doing more group coaching and you don't want to have to, handhold along the way, then you have to market accordingly, right? You have to market accordingly to your ideal target audience. I want to talk about, so now that we kind of put that out there, right? And we talked a little bit about the different types of customers. I want to talk about the difference between selling and negotiating. Because I told you before, I was really good at negotiating as a young person when I was in the flea markets, right? But the truth of it is that, I didn't get great products, so the zippers are breaking, the bags are frayed after a bit of time. The watch broke very quickly, and it was a great watch. It was like a little digital watch, so it was good for the moment. So the difference between selling and negotiating is that when you're selling, you're trying to come to an agreement, right? You're trying to come to an agreement and help someone through a process. When you're negotiating, you're giving concessions away. So what does that mean? Many people believe that selling is negotiating, that giving concessions away is how you get deals closed. The truth is the exact opposite. Selling is not just giving things away. Selling is coming to an agreement with people. So the best salespeople are people who negotiate late in the process when the decision's already made, right? The person's already of that thought process, like, yes, I want to work with you. You're the person that's going to be able to support me and help take me to the next level, right? They're of that mindset. And that's when the concessions can come in place, right? That's when you can say, you know what, I'm going to throw you in a little freebie, or I'm going to do a little something for you, right? But you can't do that early in the game, because at that point now you're selling by price, right? And when you say, this is the reality, right? The best people, or the why you shouldn't sell based upon price overall, is because I know that this is going to sound terrible, but at the end of the day, the price doesn't matter. It matters what you're doing. If someone can afford the product that you're offering, and you truly have a great product that's going to do something of value for them, they're going to purchase it. Okay? I just talked to someone today, and she hired someone to do lead generation for her. Okay? It's a company, and the company is going to train her employees, her team, on lead generation. So how to have conversations, how to qualify, what type of post to put out there, and so on, right? And there's, I think, a little done for you element in there as well, but for the most part, that's what they're going to be doing. And they charged her $50,000. That's what the charge was. Okay. Now, she paid it happily, because this was going to take her business from a $50,000 a month business to a $100,000 a month business. So she's already seeing the results from it, right? She went from making, $30,000, $50,000, $30,000, $50,000 a month to she made $50,000 in 2 weeks, right? So she's already seeing the it coming back to her in a huge way. But, I'm sure she paused when she said, your price is $50,000. Okay, but what's the value I'm getting from it? And that person, the value that they were getting was tremendous. Like, for her, the value was tremendous. Because here's the thing, and we've talked about this a few times, but the thing is that every single thing that you need to be successful, right, is out there, technically. It's all out there. You can watch all the videos. You can, take all the free courses. You can absorb all the freebies possible. It's all out there, technically. But to weed through it all, to figure it out, is what takes time. Okay? And it's like the time going too long without making income, going too long with having 0 months, or not being able to like actually have consistency in your business is what literally puts people out of business. So it's interesting, right? Because what will take you 3 years to learn, if you're working with someone that understands, has already lived it, has already seen it, has figured out how to do it, what you need to do next, right? If you're working with someone that has figured it out, then all of a sudden it takes you 3 months to figure it out, right? Instead of 3 years. And Tony Robbins says it really well. He says, if you want to have a successful business, like, you need to find people to mentor you that are ahead of you, that are doing the things that you want to do, creating the results that you want to create, and then like model it. You know, that's the key. So I want to go back to the sales piece. Okay, I want to circle back to the sales piece. Because I want to go back in again by why you shouldn't sell based upon price. So I explained to you that, you know, like, it's all about the value, but it's something deeper than that. It's something truly deeper than that. It's, if I offered you, right, like if we talked about your deepest problem, and for many of you, when we're on sales audits or we're on calls together, right, the problem that I hear the most frequently is, I just can't get in front of enough people. Like, I have a really good product. I have a way to help people. I have a deep desire to help people, but I really just can't get in front of enough people, and I don't know what to do at this point. I'm trying everything. I'm in the groups. I'm posting. I'm offering people my time. I'm trying to do all this stuff, but I can't crack the code. And like, so if I offered you the opportunity to have a system where you got in front of a ton of people, like, what is it worth, right? Like, what's the value on it? If you could have something that you could do on repeat over and over and over again. And I think that's what it comes down to. And I want to say, customers rate the sales experience higher when people focus on their future problems. So today, your problem may be lead generation, or today your problem may be navigating the closing process because people just aren't saying yes, right? Today, those may be the problems. What are your future problems? What's going to happen 5 years from now or 10 years from now? And I always say the analogy, if I'm walking down the road, I fall in the hole, right? I fall into a hole. 50 people, 100 people are going to come out of the woodworks and say, hey, I have a ladder. I can help you get out of there, right? And they're going to want to sell you a ladder. But who was the person that came up and said, you know what? You're going to be coming across this crater in the ground, and here's how you're going to bypass it. Here's some things for you to keep in mind. So the best salespeople truly understand that it's not about the products. It's not about that. It's about what the customer actually needs. And if you have a way to make an irresistible offer that addresses a core need for people, you are on fire. Like, absolutely on fire. It's incredible. So, like, I'm curious from you guys, why do you think this is challenging for us as entrepreneurs? Why is this challenging for us to kind of put the pieces together in this way? And I'll tell you what I believe. I believe, because I am this too, I believe that there's a level of impatience here where we see a lot of the materials and we say, you know, I want results yesterday. I want to hit like I want a 5,000 person email list. I want to hit 10K months, week 2. I want to, and like, we're just relentless in our pursuit of it because there's a dogged determination with entrepreneurs, like a dogged, beautiful determination of, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to make a way to make this work. But what happens when we are looking at things from that perspective is when we are not looking at our business from a future perspective, when we are focused only on the short-term goals and like vanity numbers and all those things, what happens is we start making mistakes because we're in a place of desperation, right? We start looking for the shortcuts, right? We start changing our strategy. We start like having the shiny object syndrome, right? Like, oh my gosh, Facebook isn't working for me. So I just saw this thing about LinkedIn. Let me go try LinkedIn, right? We start playing the numbers game, right? So I'm just going to DM 100 people a day and see how it goes. That's what I'm going to do. And you all know it. Like, you get the DMs, the same DMs as I do. If I called one out, you probably got the same one today that I did, right? Because they're targeting us in the same way. And I literally had a conversation with someone today, right, where I got a message, and the message was coming from a place of fear. Okay, so what the message did was she's like, can I send you something? And I said, I'm not really interested, but thank you. And the response back was like, well, let's just get on a call. Like, you're going to regret rejecting me. Let's just get on a call. And even if it's 2 minutes of your time and you hate what's happening, you can hang up on me. And my thing is that why would you ever want to set yourself up with the belief that people will just hang up on you and treat you so terribly? Like, why would you want to harden yourself in that way? And how did you feel actually sending that message? And so I literally asked her that. I said, how did you feel sending this to me? Right? And then I coached her, because that's just me. I just told her, I said, listen, if you approach me from a place of service and you had just gotten to know me and said, hey, I saw you do X, Y, and Z. I saw you live. I saw you doing this accelerator. I saw that you have a group. Like, I saw these things happening about you. Can you tell me about your business? I get on the phone with so many people, not from a place of I'm going to sell you something, but from a place of collaboration. Like, I love collabing with people. I can't wait to tell you what's going to happen at the end of this conversation today. Like I told you, I have something so juicy for you. You have to stay. You have to stay for the rest of this, because you will regret not jumping in on this one if you don't stay. But anyway, and like tomorrow I have something amazing planned for you that I didn't announce in the emails. I didn't announce in the, registration, but I'm just excited to serve you guys. I'm excited to deliver something fun and engaging and that gives you some juice and resources so you can take action, accelerate your results. And so I shared that with her, right? And then she came back and apologized and said, listen, I genuinely apologize for that, and I would love to get to know you in a different way. And so that's where we are. I will tell you, sales is not a numbers game, and we got to stop playing with it like it is. Okay? We have to stop playing with it like it is, because we are burning ourselves out doing activities that are not creating income or revenue. It's the reality. Right? So sales is not a numbers game. Lead generation is a numbers game. I'll say that all day long, right? Lead generation is a numbers game, but your sales is not a numbers game. Your sales flow should not be about how many people you can get in front of and just throwing spaghetti at the wall. We're here to create real results that you can measure, that you can track, that are repeatable, right? You have a mission to help people, so let's do it. Let's do it, right? And we got to be able to identify what the customer actually needs. And jumping to the answer is counterproductive. So I feel like you can tell at this point what the number one mistake is that salespeople make, right? The number one mistake the salespeople make is not focusing on the client's opportunity or their key problem. That's what it is. They jump because they're at a place of desperation to get money, to get income, to get sales. So they jump to an answer and hope that their answer is cookie cutter enough to serve as many people as possible. And then we wonder why 89% of businesses fail. Okay, that's it. We wonder why that happens. Well, this is exactly why it happens. So how do you avoid that? You avoid that by focusing on what the client actually needs. So I want to do an activity with you, okay, for everyone that is here and watching and like having the fun, for our people on YouTube, for our people on Facebook. I'm so excited for this, okay? So I want to do an activity with you. It's called, we're going to create some problem questions. Yesterday, you created your client avatar. So you know exactly who you want to sell to, down to whether they watch Sex and the City or Game of Thrones, okay? You know about them in the most intimate way. Now, I want you to write down in your notebook some questions pertaining to a problem that is common for your client, okay? A problem that is common. So, you know, if you are, I'm trying to think of, if you are a manifestation coach, okay, what is the key problem that your client typically have, right? Is it that they're not, is it confidence? Is it that they have blocks? Is it that they have trauma? Like, what is their key problem? And I want you to write down some questions that you would ask about it to go deeper and better understand how your solution ties to their problem. So let me give you some examples. Okay? An example of a problem question would be, how satisfied are you with your current process? Okay? So we're trying to understand what's going on with them, right? What are the disadvantages of the way you're doing it now? Okay? How difficult is it to meet your monthly sales targets using your current system? Those are some of the questions that, for instance, someone in my industry would ask a client or potential clients to better understand their core problem. As you write these down, I want you to keep in mind that your questions should be open-ended, not close-ended. So they should be questions like, how often, what if, where, when, tell me, that type of thing. So you really want to make sure that these are questions that are not closed off, where people can just say yes or no. You want them to engage in dialogue, because your client should be the one who's really leading the conversation more than you. They should be the one that's kind of, you know, speaking more than you. So while you do that, let me see what's going on. Hello, Miss Michelle. So happy to have you. Oh, Miss Beautiful Dulce, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. We have Venetia here. Amazing. And we have Chris and Keith. So you guys are incredible. I'm so happy to have you all here with me tonight. This is so cool. Let's see. Not being heard, seen, or understood in their marriage. So Michelle, these are fantastic, right? And so questions that you might ask about that, because these people that are in marriages that they want to work on, I believe you're a coach and you're working people that are in marriages that they want to work on. So you might ask questions like, how difficult is it for you to communicate with your spouse, right? What happens when you try to resolve a argument with your spouse? Those are some of the things that you might ask, right? Things like, how long have you felt this way within your marriage? And what things have you tried to resolve it currently? So those are all amazing ones. I love it. Amazing. Okay. So now that we have done that activity, I suppose I should tell you the really exciting thing that I put together for you. And let me see. We have, I think, one more. Okay, so Venetia is saying that she gets clients that have creative blocks or difficulty staying productive. I love this one, right? Productivity is key. So I think these are great. So one or two questions that you might ask regarding, what's kind of happening within their productivity is, how is your productivity impacting your results currently, right? So that's kind of pulling in and getting a little bit of a tie-in to their problem. What activities are you doing that are taking away from your productivity overall? That's another one. So just kind of getting people to that place, and so you're really digging in a little bit so that they're acknowledging like, yeah, this is not good. Instead of being able to do my work or do things that I should be doing during the day, I'm on Facebook 24/7, or I'm like doing something else on TikTok, right? TikTok is something else. You can get lost in that world. So with that piece, okay, I wanna give you my gift, okay? And this isn't even a gift from me. This is a gift from someone else. So part of what I have built in my community and throughout my business is I have built really strong relationships with other people. And that's one of the foundations. That's why I say that if I connect with someone and we're going to hop on a call, it's not always about sales. It's sometimes just about connecting and building a relationship, right? And so I was sharing with someone today, and his name is Tim Porter. I was sharing with Tim that we had hit 1,000 people in Money Flow Mentors, and that I'm just so like beyond excited to be able to, have this community and, be able to work with so many amazing people and help and see people up level their businesses. And so Tim is a master sales coach. He has worked with people like Dan Kennedy. He's been trained by people like Zig Ziglar and, oh my gosh, let me think, Brian Tracy and all. Okay. When I tell you he is on fire, he is an incredible coach. An incredible coach. And so what he has offered, and I can't believe that he did, but what he has offered is, you know how I normally offer like a sales audit, and if I have the space, I'll get together with some new people who join the community and so on. So Tim has offered to open up his calendar. Okay, he's only giving a few spots, but he's offered to open up his calendar for Friday, Saturday, and I think Monday, if there's space. He's going to do it just a couple days, and he's going to coach you. So he's actually offering to get in front of you and coach you. Who wants to get coached by someone who has the foundation like Tim? Who wants to be coached by a master sales coach? Say me in the chat right now if that's you. Like, if you couldn't even believe to get an opportunity, like, people will pay so much money to get in front of someone that has this type of knowledge and this background and all these things. Like, if this is you, where you could say like, oh my gosh, then let me have someone like that's worked with some of the biggest names in the game, take a look at my sales flow and let me know what tweaks and what little changes and all that stuff that I should do. Like, it is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I am so excited for this offer, and so excited for him to kind of get in front of you and spend some time with you in the community. So I'm going to be dropping the link to his calendar, okay? And you'll be able to sign up. I will tell you, sign up immediately when we drop this link. Don't delay, don't hesitate. And then furthermore, if you sign up for a spot, okay, you are in my community. Tim is my friend. If you sign up for a spot, show up for your spot. There will be no rescheduling. There's no none of that. Okay? He's giving his time in a huge way. And so if he's giving his time in this way, then I need you, okay, to show up for it and to do the thing. But tap into his knowledge. I love talking sales strategy with him. Because as we were kind of pulling apart, like, okay, can you help and what does that look like? Like, he just has a lot of really clever ideas. And so I want to open that up for you. We'll be dropping the link. Jump on it, schedule your time, and then make sure you come prepared and ready to have a conversation because he's going to blow your mind. Okay. And yeah. All right. Awesome. And we just dropped that link. It's on YouTube. It's on, what's it called? Money Flow Mentors. It's there for you. So jump on. And if the link doesn't click for some reason, I will add it right afterwards. Hold on. Let me see. There's a couple questions. Here we go. If I haven't launched yet, Michelle, absolutely. Because here's the deal. Like, Tim can help you kind of identify some of the blind spots so that when you go into launch, you're ready. Like, so that's kind of, the benefit of this. So he'll hop on like a 30-minute call or what have you, and then he'll help you identify some of those blind spots and look at the flow and make sure that there's just nothing that you're missing. So definitely take it up. The last thing that I want to do with you tonight, okay, is I want to go back to the future you. So day 1, we did a little activity where we talked about what does your business look like 10 years from now? Okay, like what does it actually look like 10 years from now? What are you doing? What does your life look like? All of those things. I want to break it back just one more step. Okay, so tonight, I want you to think about what does your business do 5 years from now? Okay, so 5 years from now, what does your business do? What does your life look like? How much money do you make each month? What products and services are you offering? How are you impacting the world around you? How are you giving back to others? Okay. And how do you work with the people around you? So I want you to just write down in your journals or in your notebooks what the 5-year plan looks like. Okay. So again, we did the 10-year plan, and now we're just taking it back one step, 5 years, and we're going to go to the 5-year plan because I want to get closer and closer to the actual results that you're trying to connect with. Okay. So I'm going to give you a minute to kind of do that piece. I'm just going to take a peek and look at kind of what's happening here. Yeah. And I'm seeing like, on YouTube, I'm seeing there's some pieces here about, people asking a lot of questions. And like the truth is, questions aren't a bad thing. It just depends if you're the person to answer the questions. Right? Like, you just gotta choose how you want to work with people. But some people don't want to deal with it. And other people are like, I can't imagine not having a one-to-one process and not being with people and kind of like being accessible to them. That's what they enjoy, and that's how they want to help people. And that's beautiful and perfect as well. But we have to decide who we want to work with, right? We have to decide. That's part of the client avatar, and that's part of, as we continue on, we continue to accelerate our results. We've got to really decide what that looks like for us, because they're different models, right? They're different models. Let's see. Okay. I'm glad we had some pieces there about the problem questions. I think that was good. Okay, guys. So, homework for tonight. Okay? In the group, in Money Flow Mentors, or if you're on YouTube, you can write it in YouTube. I want you to write down one key goal that you have as part of your 5-year plan. Okay? And so in the chat right now, you can write it down as well. On YouTube, you can write it in the comments. But I'm curious, what is one thing that you truly are just holding on to and you say, this is what I want, right? Like, what does it actually look like? For me, when I thought about my 5-year goals, right, I thought about exactly where I wanted my business to be. I knew that I wanted to take on and hire new coaches. I knew that I wanted to expand my brand. And I knew that I wanted to have my 10-year anniversary with my husband in Jamaica. And I wanted to renew my vows, right? So my husband and I got married in Jamaica. And so our 10-year anniversary would be my 5-year anniversary, right abouts, of the business. And so that is one of my things, my visions, the things that I'm seeing for the future is I want to have that, right? So it doesn't even just have to be what's happening specifically within your business. It can be what's that one thing that you want to do, right? And renewing my vows in the place that I had one of the most incredible experiences of my life in is important to me. And that's part of what my journey is. So I'd love to hear from you guys on what that is for you. And tomorrow, okay, tomorrow we are going to have a crazy day. Tomorrow is the day that you cannot miss, okay? Tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to overcome objections. So tomorrow is one of the big things. And so that's one thing that I want to like really dig in on is how to actually overcome objections. So if someone says to you, it's too expensive, or not at this time, or, you know, I'll think about it, let me get back to you. If you get those type of vibes when you're talking to someone, what do? Well, we're going to be digging in on those things tomorrow. But on top of that, I asked one of my friends to come join me, and she's actually someone that I'm working with, and I'm helping her scale her business so that she hits 7 figures. She's well on her way. And so she is coming with me, the beautiful Tanya Dilamani. She's coming to visit all of us tomorrow and have a conversation based upon what she's doing in her business. And so I am so excited for that conversation. She's absolute fire. She's a hot ticket, and you're going to love the conversation. So yeah, you don't want to miss that one. Like, not at all. Digging into overcoming objections, and then getting to meet Tanya and seeing how she has implemented some of the things that we're talking about to create results in her business. Magic. Absolute magic. All right, people, I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Don't forget to drop your homework, and I will see you next time. All right. Bye, everybody.
Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited.